Dear students, welcome to the new product development course. In this course, we will discuss first in the first module is introduction. We will discuss what are new products, why we need them, what we will go through in this course, and some basic ideas of product and portfolio and positioning and so on. And subsequent modules, we will get a deep dive into the processes of product development and taking them to market and so on. Okay. So before starting, let us recap what we discussed in other courses. You may have discussed this in your strategy as well as marketing courses. What is the basic starting point for any management discipline? It is the customer. Right. So, the customer is buying products or services, and what's the other essential part of management is competition. Why competition is necessary in this case to look at why we need to observe or follow up the competition is that if we have certain advantage or certain product or services, your competitors are going to copy it and replicate the process and so on. So, when the competition is catching up, you will lose your advantage. So, the basic idea in any strategy concept is that to sustain competitive advantage. The competitive advantage is essentially looks at why you will have, why the customer will prefer your products or services over the competition's products, why the customer will come to buy your products, right? In the competitive world, what we offer should be a good or services. It should be at least better than the competition, or it should be available at a lower price than the competition. That we discussed in strategy, we call it essentially as either product differentiation or cost leadership. So, either of these two can be objective of the firm. We also discussed little bit about cost and price. I will also like to highlight what's the essential difference. This you will need in the course subsequently. Cost is what the firm incurs. Price is what the customer pays, right? Let's say we talk about a phone, the company probably incurs about 5,000 rupees to manufacture the phone end to end, right? So, whereas the price can vary, the pricing depends on your willingness to pay. The customer can pay much higher. So, this is depending, if there is more competition, you can reduce the price, but you cannot reduce the cost beyond a point. So, these are some of the basic ideas that we have discussed in our other strategy courses. Let's see why new products are necessary, why do we study that? Again, going back to the competition argument, if you do not have new products, you will not get, the customer will not come to you. The customer will not be willing to pay a higher price, right? You cannot survive or sustain your competitive advantage for long. So, for that we need new products. Let's say the products can be different types, right? Products need not be here when we talk, they need not be about technology or innovation centric. The product can also be, let's say, different versions of iPhone. Let's say when iPhone first came in 2007, it was a radical product or innovation, radical innovation. But why you need to come up with different versions every year, right? Unless you come up with different versions, the other Chinese competitions can copy it and reduce your competitive advantage, right? Whatever features you need to upgrade that. Unless you upgrade, the competition will upgrade faster and kill your competitive advantage. Think of it as a product like Swift or Swift Desire versus your Baleno or some of these products, right? They keep on coming up with new variants. They need to incorporate new technologies and provide new features as your competitions. Let's say your competition is Tata or Mahindra, they bring up new products with new features. Unless you catch up with that or unless you stay ahead of them, you will not have competitive advantage. The customer will not be willing to pay a higher price for your product, right? These are some of the ideas why you need to keep on with new products. So, new products can be of different types. Similarly, think of it as a Pepsi as a bottle, right? You need to come up with different flavors, different types of drinks, right? So on, unless you for different types of customers. Okay. So, these are some of the ideas of product innovation and so on.